The Lifestyle Show, presented by Selina MacKenzie.
Now it's Culinary Corner time, and we're going to be chatting to Erin Romeo about the visual guide to easy meal prep, save time and eat healthy with over 75 recipes. Welcome to the programme, Erin.
Thank you so much for having me, Selina. It's a pleasure.
So you are a nutrition coach, and it is true, isn't it? At this time of the year, we all start thinking about being healthy, like for a New Year's resolution.
Oh, yes. Sometimes we start thinking about it and just don't put it into action. So that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, it's true. So, do you think it's all about the preparation then? The preparation is half the battle?
I think it's all of the battle, to be honest, really, and about preparing your mind. That's important too, preparing your mindset. Now, when it comes to meal prep, I know some people can feel daunted by that idea, but this is what I tell my clients and my community on Instagram. It's more important that you just start small. So starting small is just as important. And once you build those healthy habits and build the trust within yourself that you can follow through on a small task, then you can start building on those skills and really create a week that's so much easier and so much more enjoyable.
Okay, so you say you can prep your food in 5 easy steps. What are those steps?
That's right. Well, I will get them for you. I just have the book right in front of me. So I actually created the 5 steps to easy meal prep for my clients years ago. I made like a little digital book for them. And it's funny, that's what really started off writing this book with the publisher. And that's what we have in the front step there. So the front part of the book just explains really the 5 steps you need to prepare the meals. And you can prepare the meals for an entire week, or you can use these steps just to prepare 2 days of lunches, say, for example. The first thing really before you get to the steps is identifying what part in your day is the trickiest. So is breakfast time hectic and you're running around trying to find something healthy for you or your family? Or is it lunch, or when you're at work, do you find yourself eating out a little bit too much? Or is it dinners, right? Coming home from work, sometimes we're driving home thinking, what am I going to make for dinner? And everyone's asking what you're going to prep. So I really identifying what part of your day needs the meal prep. What part of the day would you like to have more easy, right? More simple, more simplified. So really, if you're thinking about getting into meal prep big or small, the first step is to get containers. Many of us have containers, laying around. This day and age, we're really moving away from plastic containers and into glass containers. Maybe you just need to update some of the containers that you have. Usually I say, if you have stackable containers, it looks nice in your fridge and it's easier to store in your cabinets or your pantry. But in the book, I have a list of sort of a layout of the entire week, what you need in terms of what size glass containers, some mason jars for like chia pudding, or mason jars for salad. So I really lay it out step by step in terms of what containers I suggest for the week. So that's step 1.
Okay.
And step 2 is grocery shopping. Now, obviously, we need to do some food shopping, and everyone shops differently depending on where you are. Like I find in Canada, typically we will go out on the weekend, shop for everything for the week, and bring it home in a bunch of bags, where I know some locations, in Europe, you're going out daily and getting fresh food. So you kind of have to make it work with your routine. But grocery shopping is so important. Without a proper grocery haul, there would be no prep, right? So this way, when you've decided on what recipes you need, you make the grocery list of the items that you need. Go there, follow the list, make sure you have all the things you need and not so much of the things you don't want to have, right? Because usually people that are starting meal prep are trying to be healthy. So this way, you're filling your grocery cart with healthy foods. You just won't have enough room for the junk food, right?
I like that.
That's the hope. And one of my biggest tips is to shop on a fuller stomach. Don't shop on an empty stomach, because that's when, we get away from our list. We're tempted by all the things, right, in the grocery store that we normally wouldn't be if we had a nice full stomach. And then bring your list and be focused and try not to get distracted. Make it a quick, easy fast, in and out, because I really suggest that when you get home, you do some prepping right away. And that kind of leads me into step 3. So my technique, and I show it on my Instagram, I think it's on my highlight reel there, but the strategy I know really works is when you're taking your food items out of your bags, when you get home from the grocery store or supermarket, is to take everything out and put it in the area that it needs to be in for prep. So even if you're not prepping a ton of meals, but you want to wash and cut your vegetables, let's say, for example, you take those out of the bags, put them right beside your sink, even better, put them in your sink with a produce wash that I always use, which is just water, lemon, and some vinegar. So take them out of the bags, throw them right in the sink, getting ready to wash them. And then you're going to go ahead and, take out your meats, say, for example. And if you're not prepping them, then they can go in the fridge. But if you're prepping them, you can either cut them or just get them right into the pan or the oven right away. And you just continue that way. Everything you take out of the bag, it's going in the proper area, right? It makes it a little bit easier. So if you're in step 3 and you're cleaning and cutting some produce, that's that step 3. Just start cutting. Even if you're not sure what you're using it for, you just need them for snacks, then you can go ahead and put them in the airtight containers and throw them in the fridge. Like, as you know, you're more likely to go ahead and snack on those veggies if they're cut and washed, right? And then they're not rotting away in your refrigerator.
Yeah, and you're also snacking on them as you're cutting them.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Then it's placed because, when you're hungry and you need a snack and you think, oh, well, now I have to take out those veggies, wash them, cut them, prepare them. Just sometimes the thought of that can be too much. And then we just grab, a granola bar or something that's easy to take out of the cabinet, which is fine once in a while. But if your goal is to be healthier, then you want those foods ready to go for you, right?
Yes.
So that's step 3. And then step 4 is to do the cooking, of course. So what I was really adamant about in putting in the book is you'll see some meal plans in the book, but beside the meal plan, I have the steps for the meal plan. So if you're making 4 different meals, I have what needs to go in the oven first, what needs to get prepped first, and it kind of gives you the order to follow. Because sometimes when we're looking at a meal plan, we can feel overwhelmed by all the items that need to be cooked, right? So when you're cooking with a food prep mindset, you're really multitasking. So what you want to do is make sure when you're cooking that you're getting the longest cooking food. So say sweet potatoes, for example, that's going to take the longest to cook. So you're going to get those washed and in the oven right away. And then you go to the next step and find what else needs to be cooked. Maybe you're doing some eggs on the stove top, right? So cooking is really just getting that organized in your mind. And even though it might feel overwhelming in the beginning, trust me, it gets easier. Every week it gets easier. Right?
Excellent.
Kind of have to trust the process.
Yeah.
And then step 5 is to portion and pack. So there are really 2 methods for portioning and packing your foods. There's like a bulk style or a batch prep. So depending on the recipes you decide to prep for the week, that really will determine the method you use. So when you think of batch or bulk packing, it's kind of like a buffet style prep. So you're separately storing meats that are cooked, vegetables, some grains like say rice or quinoa, and you're packing them all in separate containers. And then when it's time to eat, you take a little bit from each to really create that plate for yourself. Where the packing individual meals means you portion out the finished meal. So let's say you prepare a soup fully or a stir fry. Then you're putting those into containers that can just then be popped into the microwave and they're ready to go. So there's you kind of have to just try it out. I really encourage my clients to test it out both ways and see what works for you. Sometimes if you have a big family, you might want to do the batch cooking where you just have a lot of different foods already or different food items prepped and everyone can make their own meals from it, especially if you have picky eaters at home.
Yeah, it's good to have a freezer as well, isn't it, when you're batch cooking?
Oh, fantastic. Oh, nothing beats that. Just make sure you label it so you remember what it is and put a date on it.
Well, it's very organised the way that you're explaining it. And obviously, within the book, there are 75 recipes. Does this include special recipes like gluten-free, dairy-free, that sort of thing?
Yes, I really wanted to make sure the recipes were versatile for all different types of eaters. And the recipes I have in the book are, I call them food preppable. They've been tested. We know that they can be stored in the fridge like up to 4 days, and it won't be something that gets soggy or anything like that, right? It's still really delicious. But when it comes to the different types, like you said, like the specialty foods, right? Especially because we have a lot of people with allergies and a lot of people that are on specific diets. And I wanted them to be able to use the recipes and make them versatile. But I have a few meal plans laid out. One is a high protein meal plan. And so I have 4 days of eating, including breakfast, snack, lunch, another snack, and dinner laid out. So you find all those recipes in the book. So if you're eating high protein, let's say you are perimenopausal or menopausal, that's great for making sure you have that muscle to support your bone health. And also if you're working out, any type, you're walking every day, you're swimming, or you're going to the gym and working out, that muscle sustainability is so important. So I have that plan in there. I have a gluten-free meal plan. So I have many gluten-free recipes within the book. I have a dairy-free meal plan. That's 4 days, like a sample of dairy-free eating, and those recipes are in the book. And I also have a vegetarian plan.
Great stuff. Great stuff. And one of the recipes in the book is cheesy egg bites, and you're going to tell us how to make them.
I'm going to tell you how to make them. So you're going to follow step by step. And the reason I chose this one is because it's been the most popular, the most well-received recipe. And it's super versatile. So I'll give you an idea of what I put in it for the book, but you can really add any type of cheese, any type of veggies into this meal. So my clients love this meal prep idea for their entire family. The ingredients can be based on taste preferences. And here are the combos I like to use, with mushrooms, spinach, goat cheese, even roasted red pepper. You can make it any way you want. So all you need to get started for this recipe is some non-stick cooking spray, like olive oil or coconut oil, 10 large eggs, and then you need a 1/4 cup of milk, and you can use dairy milk, soy milk, or nut milk for this. I use onion powder to taste, Italian seasoning to taste, and Himalayan pink salt to taste, and some black pepper. Then you're also going to need 3 medium bell peppers, any color, and have those diced up, 1 cup of finely chopped broccoli, and also a 1/4 cup of shredded cheddar cheese. Like I said, this is versatile, so you can use any veggies or cheese that you have on hand. So the first thing you want to do is preheat the oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit and grease a 12-cup muffin tin, or you can also use a silicone muffin tin. Those are amazing. Doesn't get stuck, right, to those metal pans. So I would definitely suggest investing in a silicone muffin tin. Then what we're going to do is in a large bowl, whisk together the eggs, milk, onion powder, Italian seasoning, salt, and black pepper. So you're going to whisk that together to combine, and then equally divide the bell peppers, broccoli, and cheese among the muffin cups. So you're going to put the veggies into the cups and then pour the egg mixture over top of the vegetables, filling each cup 3/4 full. Then all you need to do is bake those for 20 to 25 minutes until the egg cups set. When you insert a toothpick and it comes out clean, that's when you know they're done. All you need to do is remove them from the oven and let them cool slightly before taking the cups out of the tin or the silicone pan, and then this is what I do. I place about 3 egg cups into 4 containers, and then you store into the refrigerator for up to 5 days. You can also freeze those. You mentioned about freezing the foods. You can freeze these egg cups for up to 3 months. To reheat, if you have them stored in the fridge, to reheat, you just warm the egg cups up in the oven at 325, or you can just throw them in the microwave. I usually prick them a little bit first with a fork and cover and heat them for 30 to 40 seconds. The reason I love this recipe is you can pair these with anything. You can pair them with just toast in the morning. You could pair them with a rice or a grain. You can even have them with a salad for lunch. That's one of the reasons why I love this recipe.
Oh, they sound absolutely delicious. Well, you can find that recipe and more recipes in Erin's book, which is called Easy Meal Prep. It's by Erin Romeo. As always, you can buy it from our website. And tell us your Instagram, Erin. Is it Food Prep Princess? Is that correct?
Yes, it is. I was teaching a nutrition course for moms, and that mom group actually named me. So they said Food Prep Princess, and it just stuck. And that's where you can find me on Instagram. I'm there every day. Wonderful.
Well, it's been great to chat to you. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.